So, the next page in your note packet for 4B is lesson 3. And I really want to do this with you. So, we are going to skip lesson 3. So, just turn the page. You're going to turn the page to page 9 because lesson 4 is something that I think we can do virtually. Remembering that you are welcome to Zoom into class if you want to, although I won't be doing this lesson in class, but you're welcome to Zoom into class and see something again or ask some questions or Zoom into office hours. Okay, so here we go with lesson 4. Again, make sure that you've turned to page 9 and you are on lesson 4. We're going to talk about inequalities and we're going to focus today only on adding and subtracting. So, something really simple that you know how to do really well. But I have to remind you of these symbols: greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And I'm going to type those words up here. I think I need to make them a little smaller. Okay, so this one is a greater than symbol. This one is a less than symbol. And if you hold your fingers in that shape and you kind of straighten them out, it makes an L. So I kind of remember that because that, if I straighten it out a little bit, would be an L, sort of like a smushed L. And then because this one has that line under it, it's kind of half of an equal to sign. This is greater than or equal to. And then that means this one must be less than or equal to. And again, I think of this as an equal sign. And so this is like the bottom line of the equal sign. Oh boy, I'm really messing it up. And then I turn this into a less than. So it's less than or equal to. That's how I think about that. On a number line, if I wanted to show that x was greater than 4, the first thing I need to do is number my number line. So I need a number, below 4. So this is going to be 3, 4, 5. So this is like a little snippet of the number line because down here would be 2, 1, 0. Up here would be 6, 7, 8. So I'm just taking a piece of the number line. Greater than means that anything over here, anything greater than 4 could be the answer. So we're going to have more than one answer to our questions. It could be 5, it could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 100, it could be 1,000, any of those. Now, greater than means anything greater than 4, but it's not including 4. So what we do is we leave an open circle for these two symbols, greater than or less than. And what it means is greater than, but not including that number. Okay, so anything greater than 4, 4.1, 4.5, but not 4. 4 is not included. Here down here is an example of one of those or equal to's. This is y is less than or equal to -3. So we have to number our number line to have -3. So, if I'm thinking that zeros down here, then we go 0, -1, -2, -3. I always put the number that's part of the problem in the middle, -4. Now notice that when we are talking about a negative number line, the numbers look like they're counting backwards, right? -4, -3, -2, because we're going closer to 0. We're getting closer to the positive. So when they're negative, your numbers go backwards down the line. Just thinking about that. Okay. Now we want to have less than or equal to -3. So less than goes to the left. You might want to make a note of that. Less than goes to the left. Okay. But this one does include -3. So up to and including -3. And we call this a closed circle. We color it in when we have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. And what that means is greater than and including the number. I can't spell. Okay. Greater than and including the number. So this one is filled in, kind of like this one has an extra line. That's how we're going to show it on a number line. Let's take a look at a couple of questions. Which inequality is x is greater than 7? First thing I want to know, will I have an open or a closed circle? There's not an extra line, so this is going to be an open circle. So I can cross off C and D right now. Now all I need to know is which one is greater than 7. And notice if this thing were an arrow, it would be pointing that way. It's not a good line. So it has to be B, bigger than 7. Sometimes we might also have to write that inequality. So I always start with my variable. I'm going to say x. Then I put the number that has the dot on it or the open circle on it over here, -2. And then I have to decide, well, this is pointing to the left, so it's less. It's pointing this way. Now, do I need an extra line or not? That's a colored in circle, so I do need an extra line. So that's how I take it into tiny bits and pieces. That's page 1.